Hi friends, welcome to a new vlog episode. I'm so excited and kind of confused why I haven't actually updated you just yet, but here we are. Okay, today we're getting a phone call. Today I wanted to kind of give you guys a little roundup of what has happened in the month of June leading up to July and what we're kind of reading and how everything is going. And I'm going to be really brief in this segment because I don't want to like talk about books for like half an hour. I mean, I could, but I'm not going to. So basically, let's begin with what did we read in June, shall we? So let me grab my phone. Okay, I have most of the books here with me. Some of it, I don't know if I should cheat, if I should count it towards May or if I should count it towards June, but whatever. Let's begin with something that I was so excited about, and if you recall me talking about this back in May, I was so excited to read The Last Thing He Told Me. I picked this up at Costco, I believe, and it's not a very long read. It's maybe like, I think 300 pages, something along the way, something like that. I'm trying to find it. It's not a very long book. It's 300 pages long. I thought that this was so disappointing, mainly because I made the mistake of reading this and at the same time I also started to watch the TV show because I was just so excited to see the interpretation, and I think that in and of itself kind of ruined it for me. The TV show doesn't cover the micro details that would kind of make the story sort of come together, in my opinion. If I just watch the TV show on its own, it's fine. If I read the book on its own, it would be fine. So I think I rated this maybe like a 3 or 4 stars. If you like kind of like a mystery, you would probably enjoy this. Going down the rabbit hole of mysteries, I actually ended up getting the Inheritance Game. This is a young adult book. I loved it so much that I ended up getting the 2nd edition, and I went through that as well. And as of right now, for the month of July, I do have the 3rd edition. So we have the Inheritance Games, we have the Hawthorne Legacy, and then we have the Final Gambit. I finished both of these. They're excellent if you love puzzles and mystery, and it just kind of takes you on a really cute adventure. It's not spicy at all, and it's good enough for me to like allow my kids to read it. But it's just such a cute story, but at the same time it also kind of it takes you on like this whirlwind of trying to figure it. It's sort of like whodunit type of thing. So you would probably really love this if you want something that kind of just takes your mind off of things and kind of takes you on a whirlwind of mystery. So yeah, both of them are 5 stars for me for the month of June. And then finally, something that I have been sitting on for a little bit now from Sarah J. Maas, we have the Mist and Fury, Court of Mist and Fury. I know why I sat on this for so long. It's because is it over 600 pages? I think it is. So it's quite a thick book. Yeah, 626 pages. So it's quite a thick book. But then once I got into about 150 pages or 200 pages in, I literally could not put this down. If you start the adventure of ACOTAR, you will probably love going on this adventure because it just takes you in such a different direction than where you think you're gonna go with this. Like the characters that you would hate, you end up loving. The characters that you were adoring at the beginning of the book, they kind of become the enemy, or you just see them in a different light and you see their true character, which is why I love this. But ultimately, I have to say, I really realized in the month of June that I really love Sarah J. Maas primarily because she makes her main characters female, and they're strong female leading characters. None of them are weak. Most of them are warriors. Most of them are either assassins or they take care of like multiple people, and it's just such a breath of fresh air to read about that. So if you have been longing for like a fantasy, romance, action type of book, I highly recommend it because of that. So again, obviously this was a 5 star. Now, what do we have for the month of July? I'm so glad you asked. So recently I did post about this on Instagram. I just finished this in like basically a couple of days. I did cheat a little bit because I was listening to the audiobook version of it. So I picked this up halfway through and then I just finished it in 2 days. Yellowface is fantastic. It's basically a story about two authors that are kind of rivals. They're frenemies. One is an Asian American, the other one is a white girl, and they've been friends since basically going off to university. Very intelligent writing, very intelligent and intriguing character building. You hate both characters essentially throughout the entire book. So neither one of them are like, it's sort of like, it's an interesting take on both the publishing industry. It's an interesting take on how much you can actually hate a main character, even though you want to root for them, but you really can't because their character is just garbage. So I enjoyed it. It's very intelligent. I loved it. It highlights what happens when, you know, sort of the whiteness takes over, when, you know, that sense of entitlement, like it's drenched in entitlement from both sides actually. So I think that that's kind of why it's a must read for pretty much everyone. If you love drama, if you love reality TV show drama, you would probably really enjoy this. But then it's giving you an inside look into how our society is built and what is really driven by ultimately. And that's why I think it's a really important read. So I love this. Now, as far as what else is on the hopper, I do have The Thorn of Glass. I'll just pop a picture of it here because I don't have it. I think I have it upstairs actually. So I have The Thorn of Glass. I have it both on Kindle and in paperback. I also started reading, I have two books that I'm kind of like, we'll see where we're going with this, but I have the Scribe Blood Sisters. Hang on, I need to look up the names. So one of them is Thorn of Glass, which I mentioned. We're also reading Happy Place. I have it both on audiobook and in paperback as well. So we're currently reading that. And then we also have Blood Sister Scribe. There you go. It's a very new book. It doesn't even have a cover uploaded on Goodreads just yet. So Blood Sister Scribe is basically a newer book. It's by Emma Tersch. It's her first debut album. So I'm interested to see sort of where we're going with that. But again, it kind of feels like it's going to be about magic. It's going to be about fairies. It's going to be about witchcraft. I'm all here for it, honestly. And I'm honestly just here for a good story. And I also have Love Hypothesis. I picked this up from the library just recently, so we'll see if it basically, I kind of like to give it like about a chapter or two, see if it captures my attention. If it's not, we're going to chuck it. I should also mention, going back to June, I also started reading Malibu Rising by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I made it to about page 100, but it could not grab me enough for me to stay for the long haul. So I might still take some time and finish it in the month of July or August. I'm not in an absolute rush because I do have at least 2 more series that are waiting for me that are like fantastic. But I mean, honestly, I think that just getting through the books that I mentioned, based on just ACOTAR alone being over 700 pages, I'm hoping that while I'm actually away on vacation, I will get some reading time in and get kind of caught up with most of my readings. But for now, this is where we're at. This is all I got. So let's, our next stop right now we're just kind of in a point where we're getting prepped and ready to go on vacation. And I'm also at a point where I'm trying to like update both my reading journal as well as my main like memory keeping journal. So I will just bring you overhead in a second and then we can get both of them updated. So let me just put on some music. So as we're getting started, I'm immediately regretting the pen choice here, mainly because I find that the silver nips on the Kawecos for some reason become a bit more scratchy. So I have not been really loving that. Anyways, sorry about my head being in the shot. I tried to edit it out as much as possible. We're just doing a little bit of updating, but while that's going on, you're actually enjoying the music. Honestly, I was really just hoping to just chat with you guys and kind of talk about any of your plans that you may have, which by the way, I would love to actually hear in the comment section below. what you have planned for the summer. I think that it's not only important to plan out our activities and plan out our to-do list, but I think it's also very important to, and I've realized this, so hence why we're talking about it, to just plan out the things and the places that you're looking forward to going to, the people that you're looking to connect with. It's equally important to plan that out. And I'm realizing this as I'm not only journaling about it, but as we started actually planning out our trip currently, that I could have been really planting deeper seeds, because the only seeds that I really managed to plant were back in maybe about January or February. And I don't know about you, but I had this fear that if I go deeper and deeper into visualizing and envisioning what my trip is going to be like, or what that particular place will feel like, it will get snagged away from me. And so it's better to just not even attach to a dream, because, you know, it can get snapped up away from me at any moment. Not realizing that the opposite of that is also available, where I can just envision what I would like, where I would like to travel to, the experiences that I'm looking to have, the places I'm looking to, you know, visit, and the food I'm looking to try, and all the things. So the more detailed I can get within this visualization, within this visioning practice, the more likely my mind will actually kind of connect with that as something that is more than likely to happen. So that's basically all I want to share as of right now, that I wonder how many of us out there kind of struggle with this concept of not just planning things and sticking to those plans, but then also visioning and journaling and really embracing this idea of being in this dreamland where we really just kind of hone in on what we're looking to do, where we're looking to travel, the experiences that we're really looking to have, and why, and how will that actually make us feel. I think that touching on that was very important to me, because I realized how much I've missed out on years of just longing for certain experiences, but I never quite went into those experiences to actually, you know, hone in on what exactly I'm looking for. So hopefully that makes sense. If I confused you, I'm so sorry. Here we are back into hand lettering. I switched over to my TWSBI. It's a much better read. I also feel like the TWSBI here, the nib is, even though it says it's a fine nib, I don't feel like it is a fine nib. It definitely writes more like a medium, in my opinion, but I just thought I would mention that. I also just briefly wanted to kind of touch on this new thing that I started with some of my days, where we're kind of doing a reflection, which is essentially kind of bringing it and honing it all together into like almost like bullet-sized pieces of what the day was like. Again, I love doing that on a weekly basis, where it allows me to kind of look back and see how the actual week was. But then doing that more on a day-to-day basis, especially when you're trying to lump sum everyone's experiences together of what was like the main takeaway, it really forces, at least for me, it forces my mind to really just highlight the true elements of that day, rather than like really dwell on the parts that weren't so great. update, everyone. So in a separate video, we're going to be talking about the luggages, and like I bring you guys along to pack everything with me for our trip to Europe. But so you will totally relate to this if you're an overthinker or if you love planning, which I know most of you do. So I'm kind of running these scenarios through my head of I'm going to get like a travel backpack and a carry-on. So basically my plan is to take a carry-on and to take a travel backpack. But a travel backpack is so different than like a normal backpack that I would take to work, because I needed to have like all of these different compartments so I can actually put everything in there. And so I go on to this like massive research extravaganza to actually find the right suitcase and the right like travel backpack. And in the midst of that, I'm also kind of running the scenario through my head of how long will shipping take, because right now, okay, so here's my quick little update for you guys. Right now we're in the middle of like prepping. Like this whole week is really spent on prepping for our vacation, because we're going to be leaving as of Monday. So I'm not only pre-shooting a lot of my videos, at least I'm trying to, but then I'm actually doing a lot of research on luggages, on travel backpacks and things like that. So if you're a planner, this will drive you bonkers, because I not only had to find the right backpack that I can kind of take with me that is comfortable. I wanted it to like look really nice, but then at the same time, I also wanted it to be very functional, relatively affordable, although the affordability is kind of questionable because most of them were about the same price. So that's not really where I ran into trouble. I ran into trouble when I started ordering last Wednesday. So as of last Wednesday, I still had how much time? So I had like half a week and then this full week. So I had like a week and a half. So I still had like a week and a half left to actually receive my luggage. So the one company I ordered from Mano, the carry-on. I'll just pop a picture here so you can take a look. And I received it by like Friday. It was no problem. But then I also ordered a backpack from Notiq. Again, I'll pop a picture here. So the issue came not from Mano. I wasn't even thinking that I would actually look into their backpacks. The issue came when I looked at Notiq, and on their website, originally it showed that it's going to be here in about 3 to 4 business days. So I'm thinking, okay, you have like more than a week, you'll be totally fine. Guys, it hasn't even shipped yet. Today is Tuesday. So that means we have Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. That's 4 business days left, and it says 7 to 10 business days for us to actually receive it. So guaranteed, and I'm kind of just getting nervous. Like I ordered both of them at the same time, and I'm just watching it, and I see Mano like shipping the next day, and I see that Notiq is kind of sitting on it, and I had this dreaded feeling that I'm like, they're not gonna get it on time. We're not gonna get it on time. I even reached out to the company to see if I can upgrade my shipping, and they got back to me saying, oh, we already created the shipping label and it's already shipped. They did create the shipping label, but it did not ship yet. As of right now, like FedEx still hasn't picked up the luggage and they haven't shipped it out yet. And I reached out to them Sunday. I talked to them Monday, and like they haven't, I'm just like, like what's taking so long? It's a backpack. Like, come on. But anyway, so I think what's going to happen is when I receive it, I'm actually going to be gone. So we're not going to be able to use it. And then in the meanwhile, I think I'm going to get the Mano backpack. So stay tuned for that in the next episode, or like in the next video that's going to be coming out this week. In the next video that's coming out this week, I will actually bring you guys along so that we can pack it together. But oh my gosh, this has been just such a hassle. So just keep that in mind if you're traveling and you're kind of on a time crunch, to do your research prior, especially if you're planning on packing less or you want more backpacks and like carry-ons and things like that, where it's going to be more functional for your travels, to just do your research ahead of time, because shipping can kind of bite you in the butt. I know, you can't win. Okay. This is all I have for you guys for today. I hope that you have enjoyed today's vlog update. I would love to know in the comment section below. Let me know what you're actually reading for the month of July. And if you have anything picked out for the month of August, comment below, let me know. And in the meanwhile, just keep planning, keep journaling, doing all the things. And I cannot wait to see you guys in my next one. Bye.